So this ties in quite nicely with this event that you've got coming up this week. Why are you having it? Why are you having this event? Why are you bringing so many people together?
Well, it goes back to why we set up Conservative Progress in the first place, which is we saw this massive gap between the party's grassroots and its activists and the parliamentary party, and we saw the need for an organisation which bridges that gap, which tries to re-enfranchise and reconnect the grassroots, but which also, with one eye on the future, actually invests in our members, trains activists, upskills activists, and makes sure that, that their voice is heard. And that's why we set this up, and it's grown phenomenally quickly to the point where we now have, I think, 7 current and former Secretaries of State and 6 prospective leadership candidates coming to our event this week, and it's something I'm really looking forward to.
Look, I think it comes back to the point you made before about why Labour are getting their message through clearer. So 2 of the things we're doing is we're training people in digital communications, because we need to get better at that. Second is public speaking, because we need to be able to get more effective at persuading people. But the other thing is, in terms of the conference itself, it's about having some energy around the whole thing. So we're giving an opportunity for people to get up on the stage, make their own speeches. We've got a members motion. So it's just that kind of excitement around the event, and also they'll get an opportunity to ask questions to the speakers. And I think there are certain events that you look at and they're very stage managed, and it's kind of trying to take that filter off a little bit.
What do you think the people that are coming want to get from it that they don't feel they're getting outside of that?
I think it's 2 things. I think the first thing is they want to hear from the full breadth of the Conservative Party, and we've been able to bring together people from both sides of the party. So we have Esther McVeigh, Priti Patel, Dominic Raab, but on the other side we have Jeremy Hunt, Sajid Javid, John Glenn, and others. So we really tried to bring together both sides of the Conservative Party. The second thing we offer is a truly interactive platform. So every speaker who comes to speak at any of our events has to take questions from the audience. And so it's one of the only opportunities Conservative Party members will ever have to put their challenge, to put their questions to some of the most senior politicians in this country, and do it in an environment which is welcoming, which is open, which actually facilitates this dialogue.
How do you make sure, though, because I've been to enough political speeches to know that they can just be lectures, where the politicians just talk to the members and say, this is what I'm doing, hard luck. How can you make sure that you get that flow going, so that and also so that you actually get some genuine answers as well?
It's pretty easy, actually. We give each of our speakers about 45 minutes. We tell them, please speak for no more than 15. Doesn't matter who it is, whether it's the senior ministers of state, whether it's 15 minutes to give us 20-25 minutes for Q&A with the audience. We even put 2 chairs and a coffee table on the stage and kind of almost make it happen. The truth is, though, most of these politicians are desperate to have that engagement. They look at this as an opportunity to connect and engage with the activists. It's not a threat or a risk for them. It's a chance to really answer some of the questions our members have, and it's a chance to really connect with members on the issues they want to talk about.
The funny thing I've actually found as well is some of the best sessions I've actually seen, to be really blunt, sometimes the speech has been forgettable. The best I've actually seen, most of them, is the Q&A, and I almost think, it's almost when you just, as you say, kind of sit them down, it's a little bit relaxed, when they're just themselves and they just answer the question directly and just talk about who they are and why they're a Conservative in the first place. These kind of things, that's actually when we get the best answers, and that's actually when we've seen some of the best rounds of applause from the audience. So, maybe that's something for them to think about with the speeches, but it's their own prerogative, really. They'll get as much out of it as they put in, to be honest. If they